Everydaytaichi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet, choose one side, cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good Tai Chi posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when we do our Heisman now, it's not just shifting a weight and showing that our one hand is up and one hand is down, but we're still in our Tai Chi posture. We're still straight up. We don't lean this way or we don't lean backwards. We know that this is the right foot is posted, and we stay on that posted foot and we're straight up. Okay, can we try one short one to the right first? Cross and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shift your weight, cross and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to sit down on that other side, sit down on the other side, but at the same time, we're in good Tai Chi form, okay, good posture. Here we go, good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders, middle finger to the side seam, sinking your chest, tucking your butt, head straight up, chin slightly down, and then of course, thinking of something uplifting and positive, okay? Shift your weight to the left, up, golden cockerel. Last set. Kicking out. Last set. Holding our ball on a T stance. Okay, I'm going to mix them up, so listen carefully. We're going to do a parting of the wild horse's mane. Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, centralize your ball, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball, out and to the side, ward off. Turn the hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, contact, push only at the middle of your body, separate and roll back, spiral forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball, out in an L, push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, square contact, push out. Separate and roll back, and roll forward. Listen carefully, sit down, sit back, twist, parallel higher, we're gonna brush your knee. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher, we're going to multitask on an L stance to brush our knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, we're going to part the wild horse's mane. Out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball. Out and to the side on an L, here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher on a T. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher on a T. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, hold your ball on a T stance. We're going to come out on the side and part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, firm down, center, out on an L. Here it is. Flip that hand and join it. Sit back, sit down, pivot, we're in cloud hands. Pivot out. Two things happen at 9 o'clock. Flip, meet, close. Middler cup. 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Two things happen. Middler cup. 9 o'clock only. Flip the hands. Middler cup. 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Two things happen. Middle. 9 o'clock. Two things happen. Middle. We want to transition, therefore only a flip of hands come up to be a golden cockerel. Down, center, and up. Down, center, and kick out. Holding our ball, we're going to grasp the bird's tail. First, ward off. Turn your hips and waist. Pull down the bird's tail. As you look back, sit back. Turn, square, contact, push. Roll back. Roll forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot. Holding our ball. Push your opponent away. But gently grasp the bird's tail. Turn, push. Roll back, roll forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot, open pivot, hands follow the feet. Tuck the right hand inside as you embrace the tiger. Push out. Drop your shoulders, make yourself small as you now close your form. Okay, so now we're going to do our marathon of 10 form, and then I want to leave some time at the end to introduce you to the 24 form. And I know that not too many, if any of you, are moving into the 24 or level 2, but I just want to expand your knowledge and build on what you've gained through the session. Okay? All right. First time, a lot of instruction. Here we go. Good Tai Chi posture. Grow a little taller through the spine. Commencing form. Open. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Rotate. Deep breath in. Shoulder level. Reverse exhale. Flex your knees. Repulsing of the monkey. Center. Right hand higher. Opens to the ceiling. Glancing as you bring it to the ear. Turning your neck. Meeting in the middle. Repulsing of the monkey. Center. Higher. Glance, bring it to the area of your ear, turn your head and neck, repulse of the monkey. Parallel, higher on a T, we're going to multitask on an L stance, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel, higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, twist step, hold your ball, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane, stretch. Sit back, sit down, pivot, ball and T, L and ball, bow stance. Flip that forward hand, join it with the back. Now sit back, sit down. Pivot with a 12 o'clock, pivot out with a 9 o'clock, two things happen. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. 12 o'clock. 9 o'clock only, flip the hands. Middle. 3 o'clock, close the feet, flip the hands. Middle. Flip the hands, open the feet. Middle. Only flip the hands as we transition out to get into a golden cockerel. And kicking out. Holding our ball to grasp the bird's tail. First, knowing there are two elements, first we ward off. Turn our hips and waist, reposition our hands and sit down, sit back, look back. Turn, square contact, push in the middle of your body. Roll back, spiral forward, Sit down, sit back, pivot, center with the ball and the T, out and to the side, give me my space. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, look back, turn, square contact, push, separate and roll back, and spiral forward. Closing form, sit back, sit down, pivot, open pivot, copy with your hand, in pivot, copy with your hand, shift your weight to the left, right hand on the inside for better balance. As you come up, you rotate, so that now chest level, both palms are facing. Push out with your core, separate both hands, drop your shoulders, flex your knees, make yourself small as you now close your form. Okay, round 2. Grow a little taller through your spine, commencing form. Open, rotate, deep breath, reverse, center, repulsing of the monkey, higher, ear, meet in the center, slide forward, push forward, center, glance, open, ear, meet in the center, repulse of the monkey. T stance, parallel higher, multitask on an L stance to brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher, look for your spirals as you now brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center with your ball. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, center, L, bow stance. Flip that forward hand, join it with the back hand, cloud hand. Sit down, sit back, pivot at 12. 2 things happen at 9 o'clock. 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Flip the hands, open the feet, middle or cup. Only flip the hands, middle or cup. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, join the feet, middle. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet, middle. 3 o'clock, only flip the hands, shift the weight to the left, up, golden cockle. Down, shift weight up, golden cockle. Down, center, and out. Down, center, and out. Holding our ball on a T stance, we're going to grasp the bird's tail, first warding off. Turn your hips and waist. Grasp the bird's tail, look back, sit back, turn contact, push, roll back, spiral forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball, out and to the side, ward off. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail. Turn, square contact, push, separate and roll back, and spiral forward, apparently closing. Sit back, sit down, pivot, open pivot, in pivot, off the ground, embrace the tiger, rotate on your wrists, stop at chest level, push out. How do you make yourself small and how do your hands go for the ride? Drop your shoulders, make yourself small by flexing, dropping elbows and wrists, heel up, off the ground, closing form. Okay, getting better and better. As you can tell, your hands are getting softer, you're gaining more confidence. Okay, keep it going. Commencing form. Open, rotate, deep breath, push down, center, pulsing of the monkey. Meet in the center, higher, turn your neck, meet in the center, pulse of the monkey. T stance, parallel higher, make your spirals work for you as you multitask. Sit down, twist, T, out, L, bow stance. Sit down, sit back, pivot, ball and T. We're going to part the wild horse's mane on a good bow and arrow. Sit down, sit back, pivot, ball and T, out to the side. Here it is. Flip that hand and join it. Sit back, sit down, pivot, 12 o'clock. Pivot out, 9 o'clock. Center, pivot, and 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock, flip the hands open. Center. 9 o'clock, only flip. Middle. 3 o'clock, flip close. Middle. Flip open. Middle. Use your hips and waist to get to 3 o'clock. Center yourself and up, holding cockerel. Cross hands and kick out. Holding our ball, we're going to grasp the bird's tail in 2 movements. Hands go for the ride. Are yours? Other side. Open pivot, in pivot, embrace the tiger. Push out. Closing form. Okay, is this round 4? Okay, I'm getting shorter with the instructions, internalizing all that you know, making it smooth. Make your movements work for you so that you have a lot of relaxation. Here we go. Commencing form. Pulsing of the monkey. Brush knee. Part the wild horse's mane. Loud hands. Open cockerel. Kick out. Grasp the bird's tail. apparently close. Embrace the tiger. Closing form. Okay, round 5. Draw a little taller. Begin. Very good. I think lots of you could probably go on for a little bit more, right? But I kind of have to gauge myself here. Actually, I'm going to call up Donna. Donna, I know she won't mind coming. But right now, right now, I didn't give her any warning, but she's always a good sport. So she and I are going to do, and she doesn't even know it, but we're going to do the 24 for you, okay? So what I want to do is give you a task. So yes, you're going to sit back and enjoy it, and you're also going to say to yourself, what are the similarities I know from the 10 that they are doing in the 24? That's all I'm asking. So many, many times you will see lots of similar moves. But in detecting the similarities, you will right away see the differences, okay? And that's coupled together. We'll talk about it and we'll do stuff with the 24, okay? All right. So unlike Yang 10 form, which takes about 4 minutes, maybe 3.5, a little over 4, the 24 takes about a little over 5, sometimes 6 minutes. Was that? Good job. Thank you. Thank you. So I can't wait to see the video, but I know the playback on it, but I know Donna did an exceptional job. And can't say more. Can't say any more than that. She is a longtime hula dancer. So when she first came to Tai Chi, Ken and I smiled at each other because we could see the hula coming out. I think it's still there too, but you know, very graceful, good timing. And you know, it's not easy calling someone up real cold with no idea why she's coming up, and then putting her on the spot, and then standing so close to me that we have to kind of, you know, do everything in a synchronized way. But I knew she could do it, and she has some talent that is admirable. So thank you. All right. So yes, you did see many similarities, and you saw things that you said, "Oh, I'm not going to do that." And one was a serpent in the grass. But remember, when you first came to your first class, you said, I can't do it. But I'm going to listen because she's teaching me how I can be safe, how to be a good golden cockerel, how to kick out. Well, the same thing is entailed when we do a serpent in the grass, and how when we're like this position, how we're going to shift our weight, how we're going to center, how we're going to balance by pushing down and coming up. Same principles remain the same. And it gets better over time. And it's something that can be intimidating, but if you don't know that people who perform or do Tai Chi, they have a lot of strategies to overcome something like standing on one foot, okay, just to put it simply. All right, so here's our task now. For a few minutes, I'm going to teach you how to do the 24. So we learned T-step, L stance, bow stance. We're going to use what we learned to do Tai Chi walk, okay? So hands at your waist, good Tai Chi posture. We're going to pivot on our right heel as if we're zigzagging and walking in that direction. We're going to take our left heel, put it on an L stance. Turn our hips and waist. What is this? Bow stance, bow and arrow. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in that other zigzag position. Bring out your right heel, parallel or on the line of the floor, L stance, bow stance. The steps of the feet remain the same. Twist step, left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top to hold your ball. Out on an L, move that ball. What are you going to do? Part the wild horse's mane. We part it 3 times. 1, zigzag, right hand on the bottom holding your ball. Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. 2. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball. Out on an L, move that ball, final parting of the wild horse's mane. We want to create a transition to get out of parting of the wild horse's mane. Listen and do. Half step forward, hold your ball. Spin your ball to the right, lift up your right hand, lift up your left foot, set it on its toes. You become a white crane, spreading your wings. Weight on the back. We're going to multitask, but first we have to bisect our body. Bring down that right hand. Now we're going to create a multitask. Does this sound familiar? We're going to brush our knee. Out on an L, move the hands, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. 1. We're doing it 3 times. Sit back, twist step, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush knee. 2, sit back, twist step, parallel higher, multitask, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush knee. 3. We're going to play our lute. How are we going to do that? Half step forward, sit back on the back foot, rock the front foot to its toes, Set it on its heel, sit on the back of your back leg, playing your lute or playing your peepaw. We're going to repulse the monkey by going backwards, a backwards Tai Chi walk. Okay, you'll have fun. It's safe. Center the front hand, look at the back hand that's higher. Weight is on the back. Therefore, we can bring our front foot up on its toe, ear, pivot on the ball of our front foot to meet in the center, repulse of the monkey, slide forward, slide back. We do it 4 times. Number 2, center, higher, lift as you bring your hand to your ear, heel, pivot on the ball of your front foot as you meet, slide forward, slide back, repulse 2. Center, higher, weight on the back, lift, ear, toe, heel, pivot, meet, 3. Center, last one, higher, lift, ear, toe, heel, pivot, repulse, final. You're going to face the clock wall and you're going to hold your ball and you're going to grasp the bird's tail. Out on an L, push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, pull down, pull back, look back, turn, square contact, push out that energy, separate and roll back. And spiral forward. Now what we do on one side, we do on the other. Same thing, but you won't see me. Sit back, sit down, pivot, face the clock wall, hold your ball on a T stance. You're going to ward off. Out on an L, push your opponent away. Very good. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail. Pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, square, contact, push out that energy. Roll back and spiral forward. Listen, okay, because you can't see me. Sit down, sit back. Pivot that front foot and make a cup at 12 o'clock. Go to the 9 o'clock, flip the left hand, right hand across the face, T stance, hook the right hand, left hand across your face, give me an L stance, single whip. All right, everybody's done really well. So therefore we get to do cloud hands. We're going to reposition ourselves, okay? So this time we're going to face the field and we're taking left foot on a line, right foot on the other line. Drag the right foot back, 45-degree it, bend it so that you can have a bow and an arrow. Left hand pushes away. It can go beyond your toes. Right hand is not across your body. It's in a hook form and it's slightly behind. This is called single whip. We're going into cloud hands. It's going to be fun. Sit down, sit back. 12 o'clock, pivot, cup. 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Left hand, palms are facing, right hand below, palms away. Move, middle. 9 o'clock, 2 things happen. What? Flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, cup. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. Middle or cup. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. Middle or cup. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. Middle or cup. 9 o'clock, flip the hands. We want to get out of cloud hands. We do another single whip. Hook the backhand. Left hand comes across your face on a T stance, out on an L stance. Turn the palms, face it out. Second single whip. Okay, we're going to pat our horse now, okay? See if you can get fancy. Half step forward on your toes. Sit back on your back foot. Rock the front foot to its toe. Lift up the front foot. Use your right hand to go up to the horse's mane. Okay? Cross at the wrist. Step out with your left heel. Gather that energy. Right hand on the outside. Right foot coming up. What does that mean? You kick out. In. Draw gently on your heel. Look through your double punch. Remember we said martial arts is the basis of Tai Chi, where you're bonging, you're punching your opponent by his ears. So therefore, his face is not huge. His face is like your face. Punch him in his ears. Sit back, sit down, pivot. Left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, and then you're going to kick out. Okay? Very good. So you remind me of the first day of class when you always needed to watch me, and that's how we learn. You watch someone and then you follow. And so when we turned around, you needed some security, so you looked. So it's the same thing. It's the same way you learn. You can learn something a little different and still feel satisfied or accomplished. But it does take time. It does take devotion. It does take focus. It does need help. And if the 24, which it is, the gold standard, then we need to devote more time to it, okay? But what's ideal about learning the 24, and I'm not forcing anybody to learn the 24, I'm just expanding your mind, is that the 10 movements that we know so very well come from the 24. And they're not separate. They're leading in by different movements. They're going out by different movements. Therefore, you learn that much more about your body. And where, just as an example, just where we are repulsing our monkey, you know that we were repulsing the monkey by doing something like this, backwards. But you see, the back weight on one foot only allows me then to lift up. When I lift up, I need better balance. So how am I going to consolidate this? I'm going to put it to my ear and then pause and come back this way. So there are safety measures: centering, looking, glancing, weight on the back foot to allow the front foot to lift up, but I need balance, so I'm going to bring this back hand to my ear, center myself, and repulse the monkey. It doesn't matter what set you're learning, 16, 10, or 24, but the more important thing is to know the principles, the shifting of weight, the bottom hand advances, all of that thing. And it could be applied to all 3 forms, if not all types of all styles of Tai Chi. Okay, but I'm not really certain because I only know Yang. I think you've really built up a good, solid foundation. I don't want to see that lost, okay? And I know lots of people take the effort to come from very far. I want the classes, the lessons always to be meaningful. I want you to be able to take away things and learn newer things. I want you to get stronger. I want you to have that conditioning that we're all looking for. And I want to sort of give you a guarantee and say you're not going to fall, but we have to work on it, okay? And even for ourselves, okay? All right, so stay fit, stay strong, stay healthy, keep in contact, and we'll see you next week, if not the next session after the holidays. Okay, good job. Okay, see you next time.